Hello, everyone. Welcome to One Man Renegade Productions YouTube channel. I'm your host, Theon Burkhardt B, and today is Saturday. And tonight we got AEW Worlds End, the last wrestling pay-per-view of the year, from Orlando, Florida, which we'll talk about more in a second. But so to get ready for that, we're going to open up this 2024 Upper Deck AEW Blaster Box. Missing any previous wrestling-related videos, a big old playlist right up there. It's got a lot of videos, so if you're looking for something specific, product, brand, year, whatever, it might be easier to search channel page. And while you're over there checking out all the great videos, or while you're watching this video, head down, hit that subscribe button, turn the notifications, also hit the thumbs up, like this video, hit that share button, share this with everyone you know. Head on down in the comments, tell me who you think is going to win all the matches tonight at World's End. And then also check out the links in the description for all my other internet stuff, eBay, Facebook, Instagram, X, all that stuff. All right. So get into this box, and we'll talk about some of the matches. So truth be told, I'm recording this the day before. So in typical AEW fashion, I'm sure they'll add like 6 more matches by the time the actual pay-per-view, or at least the kickoff show, gets started. They usually add a bunch of kickoff show matches and stuff too. Yeah, so let's get into this box. There's all the odds on stuff. It's 2024, so I don't think I've opened any of this yet, the 2024 version. We got Sky Blue, who's currently out injured. Darby Allin, who's not scheduled as of right now to be in a match, but I'm guessing, and I feel like they did this last year, the guys that didn't make the Continental Classic, they only did the finals last year, but the semifinals and finals will probably be in some sort of tag match. So I'm guessing he'll be in that, if nothing else. MJF, he's taking on Adam Cole in a finally blow off to the feud that, started. Well, the feud itself, I guess, started a year ago. Well, sort of before that. But then they were kind of not friends, and then they were friends, and then Adam Cole got injured, and then there was a whole devil thing, which was dumb because Adam Cole was injured. So it was like, well, what are you going to do with this? And here we are a year later, and they're finally paying this off, although the roles have switched because now Adam Cole is the good guy and MJF's I don't know. The whole thing got bungled injury-wise. Willow Nightingale, I don't think she's scheduled to do anything tonight, but I know she's got a match coming up at Wrestle Dynasty in the New Japan show, which is not Wrestle Kingdom. That's on the 5th. No, that's on the 4th, sorry. And on the 5th, Wrestle Dynasty, which is AEW and CMML, Stardom. It's kind of like Forbidden Door, but it's like on the Japanese side, I guess. But it's also confusing because AEW did a pay-per-view called Dynasty. So it's like, well, wait a minute. I don't know. And then Bryan Danielson, who's currently out, injured, retired, banned for life. I don't know what is actually going on with him, because technically he lost the match for Jon Moxley, which initially was that he wouldn't wrestle again full time, but then I think they kind of switched it to say he would never wrestle on AEW again, if I remember correctly. But then he's been doing interviews where he's like, I gotta get neck surgery and hopefully I can come back and wrestle. But didn't you lose the match so you could wrestle? Never. I mean, not that that means anything wrestling, but we'll see what happens. All right, let's get into this. That's enough of me babbling. So yeah. So right now I'm looking at the card, and again recording this on Friday afternoon. Or I guess it's still morning. Friday morning I'm recording this. So easily they could add a bunch of matches. I just noticed. So how many packs? There's 4 packs per box. 12 cards per pack. Didn't used to be 8 and 8. So you definitely wait. Yeah, so definitely get less cards now in these blaster boxes. All right, I think they did the same thing with hockey. I don't know. It's annoying. It's because you're not paying any less. But hopefully they're better. Dustin Rhodes, who just recently signed a new contract with AEW and is currently, I think, dual champions in Ring of Honor. Harley Cameron, who it was shockingly revealed that she was, what was it even called? Um, oh, I forget. She showed up as in a mask. It was like hologram, Holly Graham. I don't know what it was. What if she was? Never mind. Let's just move on. Wheeler Yuta, part of the Death Riders, not scheduled. Actually, they're not scheduled to be on tonight, but they were at the Ring of Honor pay per view last week. Wheeler Yuta is not scheduled to be in a match. Currently part of the 1/3 of the 6-man tag team champions. But we'll probably get involved. We got announcers, Smart Mark Sterling. I don't think he's really an announcer, but okay. We got refs, Paul Turner. That's a gold. We got a trios. Now, Pac is currently part of the trios tag champions with Wheeler Yuta and Claudio. Penta is probably going to be showing up on Raw on Monday. Next Monday, not this Monday, next Monday. Wait, which Monday? Yeah, not this Monday, next Monday on the 6th, or at least been teased to be showing up at some point. It seems to be linked with the Raw on Netflix commercials, so I'd guess it's then, but I don't know. Could be later on, but. And then Ray Phoenix is stuck in limbo, but that's a pink pyro because AEW extended his contract, but he wanted to leave with his brother, but his brother is leaving. I don't know. It's been a whole thing. Adam Cole on the Dazzlers. Of course, he will be fighting MJF. I mean, I don't know. I say it's going to be the blow-off, but I could very much well see them continuing the feud on because they really haven't had any. Well, I guess they had the one match in Wembley, but that was still when they were friends and they were tag champions and all that dumb stuff, which led to nothing because they couldn't because he got injured. But now it's leading to something a year later when no one cares anymore. No offense, but it's for the Dynamite ring too, I think, because he won the Battle Royal, and him and Kyle O'Reilly won the Battle Royal, and he beat Kyle O'Reilly to then get the shot at the Dynamite ring. I'm just gonna say Adam Cole wins at this point. I don't know. Let's just move on. Action Andretti, kind of turned. I mean, I don't know if he really turned, but kind of turned along with Leo Rush on the Martin brothers. They're kind of feuding, but they're also getting a tag title match. That's not on the pay-per-view, is it? Or did it already happen? It might have already happened. Announcers, Excalibur, yeah, he's an announcer. Big Bill, of course, along with Jericho, part of the Learning Tree. Not scheduled to do anything tonight. I mean, obviously he was at Ring of Honor last week, Jericho, and I guess he was on a Rampage. Well, as I'm recording this, will be tonight, which is the last Rampage ever. Timeless Tony Storm, not timeless anymore, is back to her old gimmick, but also doesn't remember anything from like the last 2 years. So we'll see what happens with that. Hardy's, I don't know, surprisingly in this product as they've been in TNA for most of the year. All right, next back. Come on. Good. Konosuke Takeshita, he'll be defending the which title does he have? The international title against Powerhouse Hobbs. Now he's also defending the international title, I believe, at Wrestle Dynasty. I don't know against who, but my plan is to do another video to kind of preview that. But I also, it's in Japan, so it might have already happened. But also, I mean, well, not really, but I don't know what it's actually like goes up, like when it starts. Like I have no idea. Plus, there's Wrestle Kingdom, so it's like, should I do one video for both? I don't know. We'll see. Another video coming your way, hopefully. But then there's also Raw on Netflix, so there'll be like, I don't know. But I guess that's the 6th. But how does time work again? No, Japan's ahead, so even if it's the 5th, that should be like the 4th. But it'll be like the morning of the 5th. I don't know. Adam Copeland, he's rumored to be returning relatively soon, possibly on January 1st. The Fight for the Fallen, first dual semi-cast of the Dynamite's going to be on both TBS and Max, but it's from Asheville, Carolina, where he lives. So, And FTR said they're not coming alone when they fight the Death Riders. So, speaking of Death Riders, there's Pac. He's part of that. And again, we've talked about them already. I got Chris Jericho. We just talked about him with Big Bill, currently the Ring of Honor World Champion. And there's their other partner, Brian Keith, the Bad Apple Brian Keith, part of the Learning Tree as well. I'm not scheduled to do anything tonight, but they're technically in Ring of Honor sort of right now, I guess, sort of, not really, but whatever. Adam Cole, discussed him. I think he's gonna win. I don't know. Thunder Rosa, she will be fighting Mariah May for the AEW Women's Championship tonight in a Tijuana street fight. It'll be interesting if Tony Storm gets involved somehow. This is some sort of parallel too. Diamond Plate. I don't know. I don't know how long they're going to prolong that to her not knowing what's going on or not remembering anything. But I don't see Mariah May losing the title yet. Got Red Velvet. I feel like she just fought somebody on Ring of Honor. I think she was on the Ring of Honor pay-per-view. I don't totally remember. Soraya has just gone MIA. Don't know where she is. We got the Dark Order. They were involved in Ring of Honor pay-per-view as well. Killswitch, a.k.a. Luchasaurus. He unfortunately had a couple bouts with pneumonia, which I think it was pneumonia. Pretty sure it was pneumonia. Which is not good. Apparently it was very close to not kicking out, but apparently he's doing okay now. Unlike Ricky Henderson, who unfortunately passed away from pneumonia. Pneumonia ain't no joke. Don't mess around with pneumonia. It's not a good time. Bryan Danielson, we talked about before. Obviously not scheduled to do anything. Maybe he might do commentary or something like that. I don't really know. But we got Killswitch. Speaking of Killswitch, though, none of his group is supposed to do anything. But of course, Christian Cage does have that casino gauntlet or whatever it was, casino battle royale, whatever it was they won. It's basically their Money in the Bank that he can cash in for a world title opportunity. So potentially could get involved in that match. Speaking of which, Switchblade Jay White, of course, is in the not fatal 4-way. It's kind of funny. When they initially announced it, John Moxley was like, I challenge you guys to a fatal 4-way. And I'm like, I don't think he's allowed to say that. I'm pretty sure fatal 4-way is a WWE trademark. And when they subsequently showed the replay of it, they cut that part out. I'm like, yeah, I don't think he's allowed to say that. So a 4-way match, of course, for the AEW World Title, it is Switchblade Jay White, John Moxley, Orange Cassidy, and Hangman Adam Page. Of course, there's the whole Christian element of it as well. I don't see Moxley losing yet. I still am not sure where they're going with this whole Death Riders thing, to be quite honest with you. But I don't see him losing it. Ray Phoenix, we talked about, he's just sitting out his contract, I guess, at this point. The Young Bucks, they've been off television since the Death Riders came along and kind of took over. But they will be out to Wrestle Dynasty fighting for the tag titles. Although I don't know if they know who they're fighting yet because one of the tag titles guys got injured. So Great O'Khan is going to pick a partner. And technically they're vacant right now, I believe. But anyways, Young Bucks. Billy Stark, she challenged for the Ring of Honor Women's World Title at Final Battle last week, but did not win. Lost to Athena. Diamante, I think she's mostly working Ring of Honor, but I don't know. Penta, there mentioned Tim earlier, gonna be debuting on Raw fairly soon, if not next week. Not this week, but not this Raw coming up. Not the final Raw on USA, but the first Raw on Netflix potentially, or subsequently soon. Kip Sabian on the gaming card. Of course, he's part of the patriarchy. Powerhouse Hobbs mentioned he'll be fighting Takeshita for the international championship. Don't think he's going to win. I think Konosuke Takeshita is going to retain that. Maria Shafir, part of the Death Riders, doing Death Ridery things. We're at the Martin Brothers. Like I said, they're kind of feuding with Action and Andretti, part of the, kind of like going after tag titles with Private Party and all that. Deonna Purrazzo's got a new group, which name I don't remember. with her and Lyra, not Lyra Valkyria. That's Tyra Valkyrie. Yeah, Lyra Valkyria and Tyra Valkyrie. Too close. Deanna Peraza, and then we get Julia Hart. She just recently returned and is now feuding with Jamie Hayter, who returned not too long ago as well. We're down to the final pack. This pack felt a little thicker. Might have something in here, but let's see. And then we'll kind of go back through the card and see what's going on. Jay Lethal, Jeff Jarrett, they were both doing Ring of Honor stuff. Jay Lethal went back to his Black Machismo gimmick to fight QT Marshall. And Karen Jarrett was kind of in his corner as Sensational Karen, I guess. I don't know. Sort of. But then whoever was in... what's his face? The guy that's always with QT Marshall, his name I always forget. Kind of got in her face, and then that prompted Jeff Jarrett to come out and hit him with a guitar, because that's what he does. Chris Statlander will be fighting Mercedes Moné for the AEW TBS Championship tonight. I don't know. Mercedes Moné's got to defend her strong title at Wrestle Kingdom or Wrestle Dynasty or one of the things. So I don't think the TBS title's involved with that. So we could see a title change, but I don't think so. I think Mercedes Moné is going to retain it. Who also has been fighting Anna Jay recently as well. Sting, he showed up at the All In Texas thing because, well, he lives in Texas, so he was just there, but I don't know. He's retired. RJ City announcer, sure. We got heroes and some things. Heroes and heroines. As I drop the rest of the cards. Yay. All right. That was dumb. Powerhouse Hobbs, mentioned him. We got best friends who are both injured and not best friends anymore. All right. Matt Hardy talked about Willow Nightingale. We discussed she's not on the card tonight, but will be Wrestle Kingdom. Mike Posey, ref. That's the Pyro version. MJF and announcers. So nothing special in that pack. I don't know why it felt thick. But MJF, of course, fighting Adam Cole. All right, so let's run it down, though. We didn't get anyone from the collision, the Continental Classic Collision finals, but we got Will Ospreay taking on Kyle Fletcher and Okada taking on Ricochet in the semis. I mean, I could go Ospreay Ricochet again, considering their last match kind of ended with a little bit of controversy, but Okada is the champion, so it'd be kind of weird for him to lose in the semis. So I'm just going to have Okada Ospreay and have Ospreay beat Okada. I feel like that's the easiest way to go. I could be completely wrong on it, though, because they were kind of trying to build up Kyle Fletcher because he already beat Ospreay, but I feel like that's why Ospreay gets his win back. They can continue it after that, I suppose, for the title, but I don't see him losing that. As much as Ricochet beating Okada and doing Ospreay Ricochet again would be, I guess, interesting. I don't know. There's the whole Hurt Syndicate thing with Ricochet, and I don't know. He's also kind of feuding with Swerve now too, who again not scheduled to do anything. None of those people are. So I don't know. There could be a lot of shenanigans going on. There's not supposed to be any shenanigans, but there could be. I don't know. But anyways, then what else? Is that it? Have we talked about everything? I think we've talked about everything. I think Mercedes is going to beat Statlander. Takeshita is going to beat Hobbs. Mariah May is going to beat Thunder Rosa. Adam Cole, I think, is going to beat MJF. And I think Moxley's going to retain in the four-way. And again, there's probably going to be more matches announced. I would not surprise me at all if we get the rest of the Continental Classic guys that didn't qualify here in some sort of tag match with like the blue brand versus, or the blue league versus the gold league or whatever. See that. And I don't know, they'll probably add some stuff to the pre-show. Maybe throwing a random battle royal for no reason. I don't know. But I'm guessing this isn't it. These 8 matches I'm seeing right now isn't it. They might announce something stuff. They might have announced stuff on Rampage that as I'm recording this, hasn't aired yet, but will air tonight, and is the last Rampage ever. And yeah. Now, one little thing I will note, it's kind of interesting, and again, I'm recording this day before, so things might have changed. But the last time I checked, there is a WWE house show in Orlando as well, across town from where the AEW pay per view is. And interestingly enough, as of the last thing I saw, the WWE house show was out selling the AEW pay per view. I mean, that is what it is, I suppose, but it's a little. It's got to be a little disheartening. And I don't know what the prices were for the tickets. Tickets might be cheaper for the house show. It should be. It's a house show. But it's got to be a little disheartening when you're like putting on a pay-per-view, your last big pay-per-view of the year and stuff, and then WWE's just putting on a house show with only half the brand, and it's out selling. But I guess that's just where we are. I guess the mass appeal is not quite there for AEW, where obviously it is for WWE, and has been since the 80s, basically. So it is what it is. But it's just, I don't know. I mean, people look at AEW and when it came along, and granted, since it was built from the ground up, certainly, I mean, I say built from the ground up. I mean, Dave Meltzer was saying, "Oh, it was created out of nothing. Everyone was created," but no, they basically stole a bunch of people from New Japan and Ring of Honor and the Indies and made it a thing. It wasn't like, "Oh, we just built everything from scratch." No, and it's like, "Oh, I did," and it's like, let's not forget that the guy running the thing was a billionaire either. Oh yeah. Yeah, I don't know. For some reason, Dave Meltzer goes on these tangents on online about AEW, and it's just like, are they paying you? Like, why are you saying this? Like, you can just be objective. You don't have to be defensive. You can just kind of like respond to stuff if you don't agree with it, or just leave it alone. You don't have to be like, I mean, it's not. It's one thing to compare WWE to AEW. In terms of what the product is to put out there, but it's like when you're going back in time and like, oh well, WWE started like this from the remnants of whatever and whatever and whatever, or the biggest ones are WCW versus AEW that always get into the thing. It's like, well, WCW never made any money. Well, WCW was owned by the television company, so none of that money went to them that was made. You know what I mean? So it's like, well, you got to factor that in. It's like AEW got a big, huge television deal, so it's like, well, they're making more money than WCW ever did. Well, yeah, but WCW was part of Turner. Was Turner ever making any money? Was AOL, or well, I guess they ditched them with AOL. Was Time Warner Turner was that ever making any money? Because that's part of that. You got to factor that in. That's not nothing, and also inflation and stuff like that. Anyways, I'm not here to argue WCW versus AEW. I'm just saying AEW, for what it is and where it came from, sure. But like the notion of what it could have been and comparing it to like WCW is kind of dumb. But it's there. It still exists. They got a big contract. It's going to be around for a while. They are losing a show, but maybe there's that whole shockwave thing that potentially could be coming out later. Not that anyone really watched Rampage anyways, so it's probably losing. That's not the worst thing in the world, maybe. I'd rather them do something better with Ring of Honor, because that's a whole other story, though. I mean, I guess it's just, I don't think it ever will. It's like WWE, or sorry, WWE with ECW. It's like, it's cool they're bringing back ECW, but it's like, but it's not. I think that's always going to be the same way as Ring of Honor, no matter what they do with it. But anyways, that's going to do it for today. Enjoy the pay-per-view tonight. We'll be back, I guess, next week previewing Wrestle Dynasty, and I'll do something to kind of preview WWE Raw on Netflix maybe. So if you're looking for more wrestling-related material, keep a lookout. Just hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, get a notification every time videos up when you watch. Or watch, like, and share, comment, and all that fun stuff. Keyword is fun, just having fun here, talking wrestling. I mean, these videos go way too long because I start babbling. It was part of more what I did on my when I did the podcast. I kind of stopped doing the podcast, but so if you ever listen to the podcast and was like, oh, whatever happened to this kind of makes up for it. That's why these videos end up being super long, even though I'm opening up cards as well. But anyways, that's going to do it for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Stay safe, have fun. Talk to you next time. Enjoy AEW Worlds End.